Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my first webinar on how to promote your fan page. I trust everybody is well, and I hope you're really excited. And we're going to cover a few strategies today about how to drive some fans to your own fan pages. It's not rocket science. The methods I'm going to cover are fairly basic ones. I've put a little twist of my own to them, and I'm just really excited to be able to give something back to all the lovely people that I've met on my journey so far, and I just hope you all get something out of it. Today, as you've already heard, I'm being assisted by the lovely Jo Barnes, and like I've already said, I'm going to be talking about some of the strategies that I've used to drive so far nearly 950 fans to my Keeping Chickens fan page in just 4 weeks. I've done this, we're going to cover the strategies in a minute, but I've done it by really focusing on the methods that Jo has taught in her course. Some I've put my own twist to, and we'll cover that in a bit. And I would just ask for a little bit of patience on your behalf, as this is my first webinar, and I'm obviously a little bit nervous, but hopefully as it goes on it will start to flow a little bit smoother. The first few slides I'm just going to go through fairly quickly, as we've only got an hour. I want to try and get through as much as I can. Anything I can't get through tonight, then if this one goes okay, which I'm sure it will, then we'll cover on another webinar. Right, before we get started, I'd just like to give you a little bit of background about myself and quickly tell you, very quickly, how I got started on all this in the first place. It all really started about a year ago when I spoke to a very good friend of mine, Nick James, and I was sort of in a bit of a quandary at the time, wondering about how the devil I was going to make some money online. And I was totally sort of focused on making money in the internet marketing niche. And I was talking to Nick, and I told him about my interest in chickens. And he said, do you know what? He said, I think you're onto something there. So to cut a long story short, fast forward nearly a year, in the meantime, we got a chicken business started here, selling a few chickens, and I thought, how can I, take it on a bit? I saw Jo Barnes. I came across a free fan page templates site, and I thought, oh, that sounds good. And the more I got into it and became part of it, and then I thought, I'll get my own fan page up about my chickens. I'm sure a few people would be interested in it, and then I can might drive some traffic to my own website, and that's what I did. So I started my own chicken fan page. I got into Jo's course, which was really excellent. 27 fans in 27 days. I followed it right the way through, and then I started to apply the strategies. But really, what we're going to go through tonight, I've done it, but really any one of you listening tonight can do it. All you have to do is follow the things I'm going to be talking about. I'm really only going to be talking about, how I did it. It's not a lecture, as such. I'm just going to talk through how I did it. If I can do it with no previous experience, then any one of you can do it tonight. The webinar will last for 1 hour. Hopefully I won't get into any of Jo's webinitis, where you overrun by 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and extreme cases half an hour or more. So we'll just get on to this next slide. There it is. Just very quickly then, most of you will probably already have fan pages, so we'll just quickly go through this. It's got an active user base of 500 million and rising, and all these people are spending roughly an hour a day on Facebook. So you've got a huge market to go at here. And fan pages allow you to market to a specific audience anywhere across the world. So my audience is obviously keeping chickens, and some of you, have got all different audiences and markets, but whatever your market is, there's people on Facebook, thousands, if not millions, in some niches that would only be happy to come to your fan page if only you go out there and try and get them. It's easy to build a reputation as an expert in your niche. Once you start getting the fans to your page after you've built it, and by the way, I'm not going to be talking about how to build a fan page tonight. This is purely about promoting your fan page once you've already got one. That's an entirely different webinar altogether. So moving on, it's easy to build relationships with your fans. Once you get the fans to your fan page, once you start posting on your wall, and this is something you have to do in order to be able to build a relationship with your fans, and once they see that you know what you're talking about, you're putting posts up there all the time, they'll only be too happy to come back. Then in turn they will tell their friends, and so the viral thing, which Facebook is all about, will quickly build your fan base up. You can also build a list from your welcome page, and what I mean by there is you can set a welcome page within your fan page which will be the first page that people will see, and on that page you can put up a form, an Aweber form, or whichever type of form you're using, for people to put their details in, and get a free gift, whatever it is you might be offering them. But I will speak a little bit about that in a minute. And obviously you've got the opportunity to drive traffic to external websites. If you've got another website or a blog, you can link them all together and create a lot of traffic there. It also carries a lot of clout within all the major search engines. My chicken page has already been indexed by Google, and I have had traffic coming through it from Google, which is really good. It's only been up there 4 weeks, but already, I'm getting some people to me, via Google. You can check the fan page, and obviously, more important, it's a real opportunity to grow your business. Could I just ask at this stage if I'm going too fast, or I don't think I'm going too slow, but if I am going too fast, then if you can put your hand up or type in a comment, and I'm sure Joe will let me know if I'm going too fast. We'll move on then, and these are some of the strategies I'm going to be covering. We'll cover them individually in a minute, but I'll just quickly run through them. I'm going to try and get through as many of these as I can. If we do run out of time, then we'll reschedule, for another day, for another webinar. Right, let's get through some of these strategies that we're going to be covering tonight. And these strategies, by the way, they are very, very basic strategies. Call them methods. These are just some of the each and every one of, I've already said it once, but should be highly targeted. That sort of speaks for itself, really. It's no good just getting 10,000 fans to your page and thinking, yes, I've got 10,000 pounds, whoopee, fantastic. But if only 100 of them are interested in what you're actually doing, the other 9,900 are no good to you at all, really. And before you launch your fan page, make sure it's ready to receive your fans. There's no point going out there, just putting up your fan page with nothing on your wall, just a bare wall, and maybe just one post on it, because people will come to it. They'll think, "Oh, this ain't much good," and you'll probably lose them. You might gain one or two, but you need to have your fan page up there with content ready to receive your fans. That's very, very important. You can tell your existing friends on Facebook, but be personal when you do it. We'll come on to all these in a minute. We're going to cover Fiverr. That will depend on your niche to some extent. We're going to come on to Fiverr again after that. It's what I call the YouTube method. It's not one that Joe covered, but it's one that I came up with myself, and I think it's a good alternative to the regular Fiverr method. And obviously you need to research other Facebook pages and groups within your own niche. Have a look at forums within your niche, around the internet world. Facebook ads, relevant magazines, and moving on just to a few. I don't know how many of these we're going to get through actually. We're already on 20 past 9. Videos is another good one. I've done a few videos. Well, I tell a lie. I've done one really crappy one, I think, is what somebody said. And Mr. Godley, if you're out there listening, I'm in debt to you, sir. Without you spurring me on to do that, redo that awful video, I would have never got started on them. So, Mr. Godley, my hat is off to you, sir. Obviously, linking to other sites, blogs, and social media sites, that's a good one. Existing lists, if you've already got a website or a blog out there that you might have already built a list up with, obviously you need to get in touch with those people on your lists and let them know what you're all about with your new fan page. Press releases is another very good one, and obviously other aspects of social media, things like Twitter, Squidoo, hub pages, MySpace, all that kind of stuff. And I've put others if time, but I don't think that is going to be relevant, because I think we're going to be hard pushed to get through what I really wanted to talk about. So, where are we? Just bear with me a second. Right, now we're going to get started in earnest onto the first method that I used. This is one, that if you get various products, I've bought a few. The first one in most of one that they all tell you is to, tell your existing Facebook friend. There is a facility to do that. Now there is a bit of code I think you can put in whereby you just bring up your entire friend list. You put your message in there. Hi, I've got a new fan page. Please visit it and like it, and it goes out to them all. But I think that to me is a bit impersonal. I found it very useful, and it happened very quickly. I decided to be more personal than that, and I sent out, to start with, especially when I was trying to get the initial 25 likes, which anybody out there can do. You all can get 25 likes within, well, certainly within a couple of hours. It's just so easy to do that, because I would imagine that everybody out there has got, I don't know, we'll say, at least 50 friends or so on their Facebook, on their personal Facebook account. So those are the ones that I initially targeted, and I think I had about 124 friends. Now some of those are what I call friends, if you're following me, but some of them, the other ones, are what I call personal friends. They are people that I know personally. you know, people I've known for quite a long time. And the messages I sent to them all were different. What I did was I brought each friend up one by one, and then I sent them a personal message. Now, these personal friends of mine, at this time, I was just trying to get the initial 25 likes. So I sent a personal message out to them, and I said, you know, hi, whatever their name was. This is Mark here, and I've just launched my new fan page on Facebook, keeping chickens. As you know, this is something I've been interested in for a long time, and I need you to do me a huge favour. You know, butter them up a bit. I said, you need. I'd be grateful if you could do me a really huge favour and go and visit my new page, details of which are below. And if you can do this for me, I'm going to keep you in my circle of trust. Laugh out loud. And that circle of trust came as the previous couple of days I'd watched that film, Meet the Fockers, where Robert De Niro talks about this circle of trust, and I've just found that, you know, quite funny. And quite a few of my friends, you know, liked the bit at the end of it. And just within, I think it took me less than an hour, and I had my 25 fans, and by doing that I could then get my unique Facebook URL. So that all happened quite quickly, but I went on from 25 likes and it just snowballed on from then. The other friends, I sent a very similar message, but I didn't make it quite so personal. Obviously I don't know who your friends are, so you'll just have to come up with the best sort of message tailored at your own individual friends. But it's something you can all do. You know, it really is. Just send them all a message. Yes, it's going to take you some time, but, you know, without putting the time in, you know, you're never going to get anywhere. You know, that's true with all things, you know, not just in the internet, but within life in general. But more importantly, at the end of the message, I said, and when I was talking about doing a huge favour, I asked them to tell all their friends as well. And then I told them, you know, how much I'd really appreciate it. You know, make the message sound exciting, but really you're trying to get through to them how much of a big favour, you know, they're doing you by going to your page and clicking the like button to become a fan of it. And also try and give them a reason to do it now, because a lot of people, you know, think, oh, they'll read the message and they'll think, oh yeah, I'll do that in a minute. But, you know, within the message, convey a reason for them to do it now, you know, right now. Get over there, like my page, you're going to stay in my circle of trust, you're going to be my best friend forever and ever, you know, I really love you for this. You know, that might be going a bit over the top, but, you know, I think you get my drift on that one. Also, not just all your Facebook friends, you know, tell everyone you meet, all your people at work, people you meet socially. When I was just so excited, you know, and I still am about my page. Everyone you meet, and everyone I met, at, you know, and people I meet now, I just tell them about my fan page. Oh, and by the way, did you know I've got a new fan page up on Facebook? Here's the address. You know, do us a favour, get over there and have a look, see what you think. Obviously, it's, you know, a lot of my friends, not all of them are into chickens, but so they're not all going to be 100% targeted, but they are my friends, and they will help me build that page by you know, putting a little bit of input into it. So that's the first bit about, you know, you need to get out there and tell all your Facebook friends and tell everybody, really, everybody you meet, you know, offline as well. And you will be surprised by just doing that one method how quickly your page will grow. Certainly you can get your 25, but I'll be quite confident you could get, you know, 100 plus or more by just telling all the friends and making it more personal. Right then, guys, next slide. How are we doing for time? Oh, not too bad at the minute. Now, the next one is Fiverr. I suspect that a good lot of people on here know what Fiverr is, but for those of you who don't, there is a site out there. It's www.fiverr.com. That's Fiverr. And what they do is there is literally thousands and thousands of people on Fiverr who will offer all kinds of weird, the most weird and wonderful things that they will do for $5. Yeah, $5. You know, it's practically nothing. But within the Fiverr site, there is, on the right-hand side, once you've registered for an account with them, there is one of the tabs on the right-hand side which says social media. Now, if you click on that social media thing, there will be a multitude of things all to do with Facebook, and one of their services are called gigs, and all these gigs that are offered, a lot of people within that social media tab will offer to get X amount of people to view your fan page. Now, that is not to say that they are going to like it, so you have to be a bit careful there. They are just going to get the fans to your fan page. And initially, this can be a good source of traffic. You know, some people say they'll get 3,000 fans to your fan page, and some will say, you know, it can be as many as 10,000. But it can be a good source of initial traffic and fans. But it obviously depends on your niche, as what we're after here is targeted fans. But I would say if you're in a sort of internet marketing type of niche, or maybe some obscure pop band type niche, or, you know, a young trendy niche or something like that, then Fiverr could be a good source of traffic and fans for you. But like I said, it can depend on your niche, so be careful. Look at their feedback before you get involved in you know, committing yourself to their service. And as I've already said, remember, we're after targeted fans. Introduced him to a video that I made a few days ago. So, you know, if there's any nonsense tonight, you know, I shall be letting Wolfie off the leash. Right. Yes, as I've already said there, always check the feedback before proceeding with any gigs. And the question you might have to ask yourself is, would the money you spend on, say, 8 or 10 gigs, would that money better be spent on Facebook ads? But we'll be covering Facebook ads in a minute. That is a question you'll have to, you know, answer for yourself, really. I can't answer that one for you. Right, so that's Fiverr, briefly. Just to sum it up, it is a good source of initial traffic, but be careful. It can depend on what your niche is, and if you've got a more target, like keeping chickens, for example, you know, I wouldn't have used this method for keeping chickens because, you know, I don't want every Tom, Dick and Harry, you know, likes pop music or internet marketing or something, you know, coming on over to my keeping chickens page, you know, because it would serve no purpose really. But there you are. Right, this is a method I sort of looked at the Fiverr thing, and I looked at a gig that somebody was offering, and I thought, hang on a minute, that might be a better way of getting fans, you know, more targeted fans. And basically what it was, I saw a gig on there, and it was a chap who was offering to get any video on YouTube that you have on YouTube. He was going to guarantee to get 20,000 views to your YouTube video. Now, to keep in with YouTube, you know, guidelines, they were going to be brought in over a period of weeks. But the way I sort of looked at it was, if I've got a video up there and say it's a chicken video, or if you've got a health niche, if you've got a health video promoting that, or whatever niche it is, whatever your YouTube video is about, I thought, you could pay $5, you could get your 20,000 views, and because to some extent YouTube tend to show the videos that have the most views higher up their rankings, so therefore by having more views on it, there is a better chance that your YouTube video, is going to get seen by more people. So if it's a video that you are using to promote your fan page, for instance, or it's a general video about your topic, and you've got your fan page link on that video, and just a quick tip here, if you want your link to show or the first thing people see when they come to your video, you need to put that link at the beginning of your description. Before you put the description, when you're doing the description and everything, and your keywords and all that kind of stuff on your YouTube video, in the box where it says description, before you put the description in, put the URL of your fan page and then put the description. Then your fan page URL will show up first. And obviously the more people that see that video, then the more chance you have of getting people back to your fan page, and in turn, obviously, the more chance you have of getting people to like it. Obviously, I've put there, it must link back to your fan page, and the video's obviously got to be relevant to your niche. You can go to Fiverr and look for a gig offering to get YouTube views for your video. Some I've seen offer as many as 30,000 views for $5. But just have a look around the site, and as I said, please be careful on Fiverr. There are some good things on there, but you have to have a good look through, look at the feedback, and make your own mind up before you go for it. As I've said, the more views a video has, the more likely it is to be seen by other people. And the more it's seen, the more potential traffic to your page. So, all that can only be good. Right, I hope, check that everybody's still with me. Nobody's fallen asleep. I trust everything is still going okay. I'm just probably going maybe a little bit faster than I would have liked, as I'm obviously trying to cover as much stuff for you all as I can. So I'm sure Joe will tell me if there's any problems, but for now then, I'll presume everybody's okay, and we'll press on to the next slide.
Mark?
Right.
Mark,
pages,
can you hear me?
Groups and forums. Yes, Joe.
Yeah, just wanted to let you know, everybody's saying, yeah.
I can indeed, my darling.
You're doing very, very well, and everything's going great, and everybody is saying that it's all going fabulously. And just for those out there who are thinking, it's taken me a while to respond, it's because I've muted myself, and it's because there is a slight delay from where I am. So when Mark makes a comment, I have to first go and unmute myself and then speak, and there's a bit of a delay, so it takes a minute just for me to back in. So no, Keith, I am wide awake. So carry on, Mark, you're doing absolutely fantastically, and everybody is saying you're doing really, really well.
Jolly good, Joe. Jolly good. Thank you. Right. Thanks for your support, everybody. And I'm glad you're all still with me. And I'm glad you're all still awake. There was one gentleman who I shan't name, but he said he was hoping he didn't fall asleep. He wished me all the best, and he jokingly said that he hoped he didn't fall asleep during the webinar. So I did tell him that there would be no falling asleep in my webinar, and obviously if he did, then I would have to stand him in the corner with his nose pressed firmly against the wall. Right, anyway, I'm digressing, so let's move on. Pages, groups, and forums. I would say out of all the things that I've tried so far, this has probably been the biggest source of getting fans to my page so far. So this is one that you should all be looking to do, and it does involve work, but it is not something that anybody out there can't do. Anybody out there can do this. I keep hammering on the door this fact. Some people think, oh, I can't do that. Oh, it might take too much time. But, you know, you've got to invest the time. You've got to invest the effort. You've got to stay focused. You want fans to your fan page. Focus on getting them. And this is a good way. I kid you not. This is the best, well, so far for me anyway, it's been one of the best ways. So you need to research other fan pages, other groups, and other forums around the internet that are in your niche. What I did was I got a pen and a pad, and I searched around all the relevant pages and groups and everything. I wrote them all down, and then I went back over them once I'd written them down. And then what you have to do is go to each one. Obviously, some who've only got a few fans, you know, they're not really probably going to be worth bothering with. But you'll see the ones that, you know, you can make your own mind up whether to go with them or not. You know, they need to have probably a few hundred or so fans, I would say, at least. But more importantly than that, they need to be active. You know, they need to have comments on the wall. You need to see different people getting involved in the discussions and different posts and all that kind of stuff. Because, you know, if they're active in that page, they're obviously taking part. And those are exactly the type of people that you want on your own fan page. So that by taking part on your page, they're going to grow your wall. And when other people come to see it, they'll think, "Oh, blimey! Oh, this is a good page. Yeah, they'll, you know, I'm going to have some of this. You know, let's get involved here." You know, they'll click the like button, and before you know who we are, you've got another good fan. They might tell their friends, who in turn will tell their friends. You know, I think you get the viral aspect of all this. In the forums, you can on a lot of forums, not all. Some of them don't like it, especially if you know, your page is going to be in conflict with, you know, their forum. But on a lot of forums, they will allow you, you know, to put a little resource box at the end of it. And if you're trying to promote your fan page, obviously, you know, you need to get your fan page URL in that resource box and take part in the forums. There's no good just going on the forum and saying, or somebody else's page for that matter, and saying, "Hi, my name's Mark Burrows. You know, I've got a great fan page. Why don't you get yourself over there and have a look at it? You know, it's terrific," because that will immediately switch them off. You need to engage with the discussion going on these pages. You know, at least for a few days, or, you know, better still, a week or so. You know, and then slowly introduce, you know, your fan page to them. And talking about the research and everything, one link that helped me greatly was by a really good friend of mine, and his name is Keith Everett. And for people on Joe's free fan page templates fan page, they will know him probably as well as I do, and his name is Keith Everett. Keith runs his own tipster fan page, where he gives people loads of tips on all different aspects of internet marketing and blogging and all kinds of stuff, really. He's a really helpful chap. But one thing that he posted that actually I didn't see more than 1 or 2 comments on it, and I was quite shocked, really, because I tried it out, and it is a phenomenal resource. It really is, and I hope all of you can see it on the slide there. But it says site, and then the 2 little dashes, www.facebook.com, and then the little apostrophes, and the keeping chickens within those apostrophes, and then the 1,000, 2 little dots, 10,000 people like this, and then close the apostrophes. Now, that might seem an awful long-winded kind of link, but if you put that link into the Google search box and obviously replace the keeping chickens bit with your own keywords to your fan page, that will bring up any lists of other fan pages and groups that have 1,000 or less than 10,000 fans already on it. I mean, you can play around with those numbers actually to get fan pages up with different denominations there. But I urge you all to go and try that, while you're doing your research, because it saves you an awful lot of time. And as I've said at the bottom there, just replace the keeping chickens with your keywords. That link, really does work. And if you pop over to Keith Everett's page, the link is within his page as well. And if you can't find it, if you ask Keith, he would be only too happy to put it up there for you. So to keep, to put that into perspective, then you need to get out there, get involved in other people's pages, other people's groups. And in actual fact, groups are a great source. There's a lot more groups out there actually than, with more people on it than pages. And obviously, so many forums around. Just find one within your niche, and take part. Anybody can do, as I said loads of times before, anybody can do this. That is not rocket science. Just get yourself involved. And once you start to get involved, it becomes kind of addictive. It's a good way. I can't stress it highly enough. How are we doing for time then, guys? Blimey. 1:45 already. How time flies when you're having fun. Right. Next slide then. Facebook ads. I'm not going to go into how to create a Facebook ad and all this kind of stuff, in this webinar. Personally, I don't know enough about Facebook ads, to go on and tell you really what it's all about. All I can say is I've dipped my toe in the water for Facebook ads, and it has been sort of a little bit successful for me. It's not as good as I would like it, but I've only recently started with it, and I've got a lot to learn on this, and I've been asking Jo lots of questions on it, and she's been very helpful. I've asked, and other people have told me, various things that I should be doing. But I would say, some of you might not want to spend any money, and that's fine. I get that entirely. But to me, I am trying to take my business on up here to the next level. And all right, keeping chickens, how can you make money out of keeping chickens? Some of you might be saying to yourselves, well, you would be surprised. There is a forum that I'm a member of, and it's called, and I'm not selling anything here, by the way. I should have said that right at the start of the webinar. There is nothing for sale here. I'm not selling anything. Anything I mention, it's not anything to do with affiliates. I'm just mentioning it just to drive home a point, really. So anyway, there is another forum that I'm a member of, and it's called the Internet Marketing Review, and it's run by, well, they're known as the two Neils, Neil Stafford and Neil Travers, and they're both very, very helpful gentlemen indeed. They really are. But I was putting a couple of posts up on their forum and told them I was into keeping chickens, and I was trying to build a bit of a business out of keeping chickens. What did they think? And Neil Travers, it's actually a bit of a pet subject of his, and he was telling me, and I was quite surprised, and it really spurred me on. He had one of his clients, and this is going back a little while now, who at that time was I think he said something like about $3,000 a month, and that was from just one of his products, and he had 2 or 3 out there. And there was another gentleman who was sort of in the keeping chickens niche, and he was earning $2,000 to $2,500 a month. And I thought, blimey, so any little niche that you've got out there, it doesn't matter how obscure it is. I firmly believe that you can earn money from it. I really do, and that is my whole process in this. Obviously, we want to learn money, but for me, it's not all about learning money. And apart from that, obviously, is the end object of it all, in some regards. But I don't just want to earn money. I want to help people. Hence the reason for doing this webinar. I want to help anybody, along the way. I'd really like to help everybody. That's not possible because I don't know enough about everything. But if I can help people, get what they want, it has a sort of round, swings and roundabouts thing. If you help other people, they in turn will help you, and that's the way I look at it. I love helping people, and if anybody after this webinar, if you've got any questions, obviously we are going to probably run out of time, but if you've got any questions afterwards, if you want to post them on Jo's wall on her fan page, which is www.facebook.com/free fan page templates, or just search in the box for free fan page templates and you'll come to Jo's page. Or you can just send me a personal message. I'd only be too happy to answer your questions. Please don't send these kind of questions to my chicken keeping one, as it might sort of look a bit strange. Send it to my personal page or Jo's page, as I've just said. Anyway, I'm slightly digressing here, but I'll just say it's not all about making money. If you can get the mindset of helping people, building relationships with people, that's really what it's all about. It's not all about the money. Well, not to me anyway. So anyway, I've spent $56 so far, and I've got 270 clicks, and so far my average has been, well, my average has been 23 cents a click. I think that's probably still a bit on the high side, but I'm still testing. That 23 cents, by the way, they've not all been at 23 cents. That's the sort of average of it, I think. Whether that's good value for money or not, I'm sure Jo will tell me at a later date, or somebody else that's listening tonight who's more knowledgeable on Facebook ads than I am. But you can play around with the settings there. You can set it as low as whatever you like, really. Just set it, say, $5 a day, or even $5 for the entire test. Just test it and see what you got out of it. Have more than one ad, so you can play one off against the other. I think Jo runs 10, 12, 14 ads. and she plays about with it all the time. But as I progress, then and get to know what I'm doing, I might introduce more ads myself. But obviously, you've got to bear in mind the cost of it all to start with, and obviously see which ad performs the best for you. So that's about all I've really got to say on Facebook ads. It can, depending on what niche you're in, again, you can get a lot higher clicks than that. And obviously, the good thing about Facebook ads, I should mention, is that it does offer you the facility to really, really target specific groups of people. How old they are, a group who's born all on the same day, whereabouts they live, how old they are, what sex they are, what their interests are. So you can really target them, down to your specific niche. Right, we'll just move on from the Facebook ads, if I can find the next slide. Where are we? Magazines and videos. I'm not entirely sure that I really needed to put the magazine bit, but I thought I would include it, as I do get a few magazines anyway that are relevant to my own chicken niche. I get small holding magazines, specific chicken magazines, and I look through them and I get a lot of inspiration and ideas to do with different aspects of marketing. I look at some of the adverts in them. Also, I haven't done it yet, but I think I might take a couple of small adverts out in one of them, depending on, obviously, if I think it's going to be cost effective or not. But that is an option. Obviously, again, it depends on your niche and whether you think the amount of fans you might get would be cost effective for how much you're going to have to pay for the ad. But when you are taking an advert out in magazines, I don't want to run through it all now, but basically whoever you end up speaking to on the end of the phone, all they're really interested in is getting the best price they can out of you for the advert that you want to place in there. But initially, you need to ask them what their best rate card is. A rate card is what their sort of rate is for that advert, and what their rate card that they tell you is never what the lowest price is that they will take. But that, again, is another different webinar, I think, to go through all the advertising type stuff. But speak to them anyway. It doesn't cost you anything to phone up and sort of introduce yourself, tell them that you've got a fantastic new fan page out there on whatever their magazine is about, and you're thinking about placing the advert. Just dip your toe in the water and see what they have to say, and say, thanks very much, I'll give that some thought. Is that your best rate? Whatever rate they tell you, say, well, I think my friend got it for $20 less, whatever it might be. Also, you might want to consider speaking to the editorial staff, because there is a good chance, especially if you've got something unique or new or refreshing or some new news angle on your specific niche, that they may run a free editorial for you on your subject. And this is something that fingers crossed, with a magazine that I've spoken to these people about. Somebody is supposed to be getting back to me. They haven't done it yet, so I'm going to jog their memory over the next couple of days about getting a free editorial in their magazine, which, if that comes off, will hopefully explode my fan base through the roof. Because if they run an editorial all about me and my chickens, and have the fan page link at the end of it where they can all come along and be fans and share in my community and learn all about chickens and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be massive. So that's an option you might want to consider, because at the end of the day, that publicity for you will be free. And if you had to pay for it in an advert, it probably cost you hundreds, and hundreds of pounds, I guess. This might have been better on a different slide, but I've put it in here because I was running out of time to get this PowerPoint done. Oh, and by the way, this PowerPoint that I have put together, just to show that as I'm banging on the door right the way through this presentation, this is all something you can do. All you need to do is take some action and, focus on each bit. Just take each bit step by step by step. Don't try and do it all at once. Do a little bit, cross it off your list, on to the next step, cross it off your list. Anyway, people love them. That's a fact. More and more people watching videos all over, not just YouTube videos, but all over Facebook. More and more internet marketers are introducing them into their squeeze pages, their landing pages, onto their websites, their sales pages. Everybody likes videos. They like watching them. Joe's course that she did, she sent out 27 videos over 27 days. Well, there was a couple of rest days in between that, but people just love videos. Anyway, I had a website for the little business that we run here at the farm. For what we do is we just sell hybrid laying chickens. A hybrid chicken is one that's really been crossed to maximise the eggs. But we've specialised, which is something I urge you all to do. Whatever market you're in, find a specific bit of that market and specialise in it. And also, you have to be passionate. And we're running out of time here. So anyway, just a very quickly, videos are very important. I've done a few up until a few weeks ago. I'd got one on my chicken selling page, but that was the only one. I redid it, and from then I've now got about 14 videos. I used to be a rugby songs master. I was a choir master for nearly all the rugby clubs I ever played for. So I had a few beers and decided I would sing a rugby song for all my old rugby mates, and 1,000 views. So I'm not going to tell anybody the link to it. So I think we're going to have to leave videos there because I don't want to get branded another Joe. I don't want to get webinitis and deemed to be another person who runs hugely over time. So we'll just quickly run through this last bit here. Right, guys, we are running out of time, and I did want to cover a little bit more on those videos, but I thank you for your patience so far, and I don't want to stretch it any. I'd just like to wrap it all up now by saying a huge, massive, big thank you to each and every one of you who's taken, an hour out of your busy schedules tonight.
Mark, I'm interrupting you again.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting you again.
Go on then.
Some people are asking for you to carry on. Some people are saying they would like to learn a bit more, and they're okay if you are. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'm okay. I just didn't. I thought it had to end on time. I thought you only had so much. I'm new to this, so I thought, when you had an hour, you had an hour, and that was it.
No. It's good to end on time, but I never do. But those people that have had to go. But there are people that are on the line that would like you to carry on and finish your slides. So
right.
So carry on.
Well, we were nearly at the end anyway. Right.
Great. So head back to press releases.
In fact, we
I think it is, and take it from there.
Yeah. Right then, guys. I'm glad that some of you are finding this interesting and are sticking with it. I really didn't, anticipate going on this long, but you live and learn. I suspect that being as this is my first one, I am just about going to get away with running over time, but I think if I repeated it on the next one, there might be a spoof video flying around Facebook somewhere. So anyway, we'll quickly cover these last two slides, and then a big thank you to you all. and then that'll about wrap it up. I just touched on the videos there. Basically, all I was going to say was videos are a good thing. Not everybody has got my sort of warped sense of humour. Perhaps you're not all as crazy as me, but I thought I would introduce something different into my videos. The initial ones, I tried to inject a little bit of humour into them by just being me, really. Steve Godley told me, and many others actually, don't try and be somebody you're not in a video. Don't try and be too clever or anything like that. Just be yourself, and people will, respect you for being yourself, and that's all you can be, really. And if people don't like you, well, they don't like you, but there's not too much you can do about that. So I think a few people have seen it. I introduced one last week, Mr. Wolf. Actually, he is going to be the first of a whole string of characters that are coming your way. So hopefully you'll stay tuned, and in the coming weeks you'll be introduced to a whole host of different characters, which will possibly grab your attention. They might give you a bit of a laugh, but more importantly, they will actually be, although there'll be a funny aspect to the videos, there will be a message in there, which in the Wolf one, I think quite a few people picked up, because if you haven't seen the Wolf video, by the way, I think it should have gone out to all my personal friends, as well as Joe's page, but some of the videos I put on Joe's page, for some reason that I haven't fathomed out yet, they don't display properly. But anyway, I had quite a significant spike in fans on my page, people liking my page after that video. I can't explain it exactly. It might have been a coincidence, obviously, but I think it possibly had something to do with the video and maybe the uniqueness of it. Some people thought I was mad, but there you go. It got the message across. And for those of you who may be interested in, the next character coming your way is Sammy Sumo. And I'm going to say no more than that, but keep your eyes glued on the screens, and Sammy Sumo will be with you over the next few days or so. Anyway, I'm digressing. No wonder we're running over time. Press releases. This is I've just started on this, and it is quite a good way of getting fans. I'm not going to tell you all here how to do a press release. There's loads of stuff out there, free stuff. Just type it into Google about doing press releases. There's loads of stuff out there. We'll post questions on Joe's wall. There's more knowledgeable people out there than me. I've just learned from surfing around Google and going onto YouTube and looking about how you do press releases and all this kind of stuff. But it is a good way of getting fans. The good thing about press releases is you can reach out to a very big market, and it's very powerful if it's done right. Don't be scared about doing a press release. Like I say, just do a bit of research, take your time, think about what you're going to say, follow some of the advice that you're given in some of the free guides that's out there, and you'll be fine. You can do it the same as me. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And word about your fan page. Your new fan page will spread literally within hours of your press release being approved. And some good PR companies out there. Again, you can find some others on the web, but some good ones are prweb.com, marketwire.com, and prnewswire.com, and then the one at the bottom there is free-press-release.com. They maybe, if you want to go down the press release route, which I suggest you do, then there's some good PR companies that you might want to get involved in. Some are free and some offer a paid service. You get a slightly better service for the paid service, but to start with, I would stick with the free one. All right, quickly moving on then, because I know I do thank you all for your patience, and I'm really absolutely overwhelmed, really, chuffed, thrilled, or a multitude of words I could think of that you're all still, some of you still want to hear what I've got to say, really. Right, this will be the last one then. Social media. This is one that I could probably do a whole webinar on, but to just quickly run through it. There's no need to stop with Facebook. Obviously, Facebook is just about the biggest, if not the biggest, social media site out there. So once you've done all your friends on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, try thinking about using other social sites, because they really do work. This again is something I'm now getting into and seeing results as well. Obviously, some you might want to consider is Twitter, and Twitter is very, very easy to link up to your Facebook page. Facebook, and actually when you're creating your page, Facebook will actually ask you if you want to link it to Twitter, which I did, and I get quite a lot. I've only got a few followers on Twitter, but it's building day by day. And just a quick tip on Twitter: I'm not a Twitter expert in any shape or form whatsoever. When you go onto Twitter, if you find out one of the people that is following you, if you click onto the bit where you get a whole list of tweets, I'm sorry if I'm getting a bit technical here. Like I say, I don't know too much about Twitter, but it's something you may want to go and investigate for those who don't know, who know even less than I do. And for some of those who know a lot more than I do, I apologise profusely if I'm getting it all wrong. But basically what I did was I found one of the people who followed me, and then I typed in the subject and found somebody within my subject matter, and then down the left-hand side it brought up a whole list of different people, and then I just went down them one by one and picked the ones that were relevant to my keeping chicken. Many of them, followed me. It's basically what will happen, just in case I get it totally wrong, is when you start to follow someone, underneath that, Twitter will suggest other people that are relevant to that person that you may also want to follow. And once I'd got one chicken person, it then suggested others, and then that's how it came about. So that's something for you to play around with. Obviously, there's MySpace, Hub Pages. I've already said Twitter. LinkedIn is another good one, but that's just to name a few. There's loads more out there, but you just have to go and have a look for yourself. When you get into those social media things, you need to get to know the community of people that are in your niche. Once you start talking to them, provide value for them. It says I might be experiencing network connection difficulties, so I hope you can still all hear me okay. You need to build credibility anyway to establish that you yourself as an expert within that niche, and then the followers, it's another viral thing. You'll get all kinds of different people joining up to your social page, etc. And you can also consider what they call social bookmarking sites, which are slightly different to the other social sites. And by that I mean things like Dig, what others are there? Backflip.com. Obviously the biggest one there is StumbleUpon, because these sites, they allow the users to share their favourite sites with other members of the community. So if you get loads of people that you're in within that bookmarking thing, and you can get them to bookmark your fan page, then you're in. So anyway, I apologise there if I've stumbled through that a bit awkwardly, but I am conscious of the time. So we are going to wrap it up now. God, we're grossly over time here, but I hope it has been of some value to you. So this last slide then, a big thank you. Finally, a big thank you to each and every one of you for supporting me, first of all, in my first webinar, and I'm absolutely gobsmacked looking at the figures here Joe's just put up on the side, that 47 people are still here. I'm amazed. I really am. I can't thank you enough. I hope you've all got something of value from it. The methods I've covered tonight are very basic ones. There is some more, which I hope to do another webinar on as I get more experience, which I'm just getting to use now, which are a little bit more advanced. Having said that, there's something that anybody can do again, and hopefully we will get round to doing another webinar where we can, once you've applied these principles that I've taught you about tonight, and I should be going around finding out who was on this webinar from Joe, and I should be checking all your pages, so have no fear on that. Mr. Godley, I've already threatened to send the wolf round to your fan page, and he's going to give you a good old bite on the backside if you don't get your finger out. And I'll be going around people's fan pages, and if I don't see a significant increase in fans within the next week or two, I should be leaving a few messages. Anyway, so I hope you have all got something out of it, and I hope you will apply some of these strategies I've talked about tonight. And like I say, we will be doing another one of these, advanced stuff, and hopefully take your fan page onto the next level, and hopefully mine too. I really, really need to thank, the wonderful Jo for her support and letting me do this webinar. Without her, none of us would be here tonight, and without finding Jo's free fan page template site in the first place, I wouldn't have even got round to doing a fan page. So, or if I had have ever done one, it certainly wouldn't be anything like it is now. And I've got to thank Mark Mooney as well for doing the avatar on that, because without that avatar, people love that avatar. It's what sets the whole page up. And a couple of final things here. It's just so you go away with something in your mind to think about. Never let, this is something that somebody told me, and it's true, and it's something for you to all think about and take away with you. Never let your background or what you've done in the past dictate your future. And what I mean by that is, let's relate it to your fan. I could relate it to a whole host of things, but let's be specific and relate it to your fan page or your internet business or whatever it is you're doing. Whatever you've done up until tonight, whatever your background to whatever you've been doing, whatever you've done so far, that you must not let that, if you've been having problems, if you've been having trouble, and you thinking about giving up, for God's sake, don't give up. Don't give up. Stick with it. Don't try and do it all at once. Do it step by step. So whatever has gone on before, whatever your past history, don't let that dictate your future. Your future starts tonight, and your future will only start if you take action. You need to take action, and you need to do it. You don't need to do it, tomorrow or next week or whenever. You need to start today. The sooner you take action, the sooner you'll get the rewards. And I put it on Joe's wall last night, but in closing, I'd just like to say, in support of what I've just said, a very good friend of mine called Nick James, who runs his own site, of which I'm also a member, he said, you can have anything in life that you want. All you have to do is find a way to get it. So, with that in mind, I've got an objective in life. I have at the moment, I've set myself a target, and I want to move down to Dorset sometime later this year. So that is what I want to do. And my secondary target to help me do that is to help other people, and by helping other people, they will help me achieve my dream. And that's the way I look at it. But if you know where you're going, and you know who you want to be, or what it is you wish to achieve, if you surround yourself with people who know where they're going, and with that enthusiasm will rub off on yourself, which is the beauty about fan pages and Facebook in general. And if you surround yourself with a group of people that are like-minded, who are going for it, then that will become infectious, and it will rub off on you. This will widen all your sort of consciousness, if you like, and generally give you a view of the world, in which we live in, really. So I'm going to wrap it up right now, and I'm going to say once again, thanks to everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm over the moon that you all found me obviously not too boring. There's still 46 of you here, so like I say, we haven't got time for questions. So if you post them on Joe's page, free fan page templates, or send me a personal message, or on my personal wall, I'll try my best to answer them, or Joe will. So good night, and thanks very much. Cheers, chaps. Bye.
Mark, you were absolutely fantastic. Yep. Well done. I think everybody's really enjoyed it, and we've had some amazing comments in the questions part, and everybody's just said how awesome and fantastic you have been. So congratulations, my friend. You did an absolutely fantastic job.
Well, I'm glad everybody enjoyed it, Joe. That was the main part as far as I'm concerned. If somebody got something out of it, that's all I can ask, really.
Yeah, the comments are still coming in saying great.
If I've helped just one person tonight, I'll be a happy man.
I think you've helped a lot of people, Mark. So that's been absolutely fantastic. Well done. Well done. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your support. You've just helped. Everybody's saying you've helped me. It's been excellent. It's been fantastic. So well done, Mark. It's been great. And thank you very much, everybody, for coming along and supporting Mark. I think he has been a fantastic example of what taking massive action can actually achieve. So thank you very much, guys. And I will see all of you again very soon. Hopefully some of you will be on the coaching webinar on Monday night. And hopefully some of you will be on the webinar with Chris on Tuesday. And we'll see you all very, very soon. Okay, guys? You all take care, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye.